Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to Sacred Self Week of Feel Good Friday. I am really glad you're here today, and I have a really great session prepared for you. I'm very excited. So don't settle in yet, just a few little things, a little housekeeping, and then we'll get to our topic. The first thing is if this is your very first time experiencing or trying hypnosis, just remember you only go into it if you want to. You don't have to listen. Anytime you want to come out, you can come out, and nothing I say has to be accepted by your subconscious. You do want to have to do it. You could absolutely reject anything I said. Also, don't do any hypnosis when you are not in a truly safe place. So you need to be able to close your eyes and feel safe enough to focus for the entire time. So don't do it while you're doing anything or responsible for another human being. And you are at Feel Good Friday. And Feel Good Friday is a weekly meeting. Your first time you get to come for free. It is a monthly membership where every week we meet and we have a live lesson and a hypnosis recording. And then that hypnosis recording and this lesson both get uploaded to the library or the vault where I keep all of the past meetings. So when you become a member, you get access to that. So we are in the holiday season, and it is stressful out there, and the weather's turning dark and smoggy and foggy. And so let's talk about getting through the holidays, protecting your energy. I want you to think about your holiday experiences that you usually have or have already started having. And have you been feeling that shift? Have you been noticing that shift? Has it happened already for you? And really specifically, do you ever feel like an automatic caretaker reflex come in, where you just feel like you are the one that's responsible for making sure everything happens exactly correctly? You might be the dedicated peacemaker when family gets together. You might be the person that has to do all the planning and all the execution for other people's experiences and happiness. Let's talk about why this happens. It might feel like what's happening is we begin to kind of self-abandon at this time of year. But really what we're trying to do is not self-abandonment. In fact, I don't think anybody actually ever truly intends or wants to hurt themselves, even if they're actually hurting themselves. They're doing it for a more important reason. They're trying to get something out of it. It is to try and help us. So when we put ourselves on the back burner and take care of everybody else this time of year, it can be for a couple different reasons. It could be because this time of year triggers a lot of guilt. That's how we were trained to operate, so we have to keep doing it. Or we might feel that we're being compared to, or we feel like if we don't, then everybody's holidays will be ruined because nobody else will step up and do it. So it is a very intense time of feelings, obligations, and so many expectations. And we might have it so much that we don't ever want to say no, because that guilt often becomes when other people don't like it or when society doesn't like it, it could get you a label like she's difficult to work with. And then we'd really feel like we were starting to disappoint people. So we overfunction and oversupply to compensate for that. So today, we're going to look at boundaries, and we're going to start to look at them differently. We're going to help you reframe them from things that are like these huge walls that you or someone else can't get over, that kind of wall you off from other people, which in this holiday season isn't really something we want to do, to being things that are just self-honoring choices. So if you're all ready, I want you to start going and getting comfortable. Don't close your eyes yet. Get comfortable in a safe and comfortable place. And from here on out, I'm going to be guiding you through the lesson. There's going to be music playing. So right when it begins, it'll fade in over about 10 or 15 seconds. Just be ready to possibly adjust the volume to make sure that it is at the right level for you. Okay, let's get started. Take a moment and settle in. Let your shoulders relax, your breath grow deeper, and just be here as yourself. We're moving into a season filled with expectations, not just from others, but from within. Notice your mind brings up those I shoulds. So just observe them without judgment and keep breathing. Why do so many of us put aside what we need for the sake of others? It isn't weakness. And it isn't failure. It often comes from a deep generosity. And it comes from inherited patterns of guilt and over-responsibility. Maybe you learn to keep the peace as a way to be good. Maybe fearing disappointment kept you small. It's not your fault, and these patterns can be changed. Right now, before hypnosis, let's reframe what boundaries mean. They aren't speeches, ultimatums, or emotional arguments. A boundary is a simple, self-honoring decision about what you will do and what you won't. It's not about controlling others, but about honoring yourself. If a conversation turns toxic, your boundary might be to choose to leave. If your schedule is full, your boundary may be saying no instead of agreeing out of guilt. Boundaries create safety, fairness, and help you value your own energy. They aren't selfish. They are a way of self-respect and care. So release the belief that everyone else's needs have to come first. That idea was taught to you. It's actually not a measure of your love. Because putting yourself last only leads to exhaustion and not deeper connection. It may even lead to resentment. But when you choose to honor yourself, you silently give permission for others to do the same. The holidays become gentler, and so do you. Imagine moving through the next few weeks with fullness instead of stress. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to be at peace. So as we prepare for hypnosis, remember that you are sacred and your energy is sacred. As those words settle in, let's begin. I'd like you to mentally select one of your hands and squeeze it into a fist really firmly. And now release it and let your hand become limp and relaxed. Notice how good that feels with your hand feeling so relaxed. Now, if you wanted to keep holding on to that relaxation, you would not be able to make a fist. The ability to make the fist is blocked as long as you keep your hand relaxed. Go ahead and check that right now. See if you can make a fist while you hold on to relaxation. And now I'd like you to do the same thing with your eyelids. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you let it out, if your eyes are open, close them. And everyone, let your eyelids be relaxed, like your hand is relaxed. And know that as long as your eyelids are relaxed, you will not be able to open them. They won't work. And so now that you have decided that your eyes are relaxed like your hand is relaxed, I would like you to check that. See if you can open your eyes while holding on to that relaxation. Good. Now stop trying and go deeper relaxed. And we can move this model that you have in your eyelids now to the rest of your body. Mentally take that feeling of relaxation up to the top of your head and let it move down through your body in a comfortable, gentle wave of relaxation as I count from 1 down to 3. 1. Let that relaxation move into your physical brain. And notice how wonderful it feels to relax your brain. Let it keep moving down. And every part of you, as it keeps moving, releases all the tension. No more holding, just releasing. 2. Every part of you in the upper body now, moving down from your core, down into your legs, and everywhere this gentle, comfortable wave of relaxation moves through your body, every muscle, ligament and joint releases and relaxes all the way down to your toes is 3. Feeling good, feeling relaxed. Beautiful. You're doing wonderful. Notice how much more relaxed you are now than you were a few minutes ago. What a good feeling that is. But what I'd like you to do now is I would like you to double that mental and physical relaxation you already achieved as I count from 1 down to 5 now. 1, let yourself go deeper relaxed. And as your mind relaxes, your body relaxes. 2, continue to go much more relaxed mentally, physically, emotionally. Your whole body just feeling so good. 3, you're feeling safe and secure halfway there. And as your body relaxes, your mind relaxes. And then your mind relaxes even further. 4, letting every sound and sensation and every word that I speak just help you to go more deeply relaxed. And 5, just let yourself keep going deeper, so much more. With every breath that you exhale, you can go deeper and deeper. And in this state, as that deepening settles in, and your body and mind move into this quieter, softer space. A few minutes ago, we were talking about noticing old patterns. The old patterns of I should and I have to rising up during the holidays. We've already taken a breath and observed them. And we step gently now into doing some inner work with no pressure and just curiosity. Because in this comfortable state, your mind becomes more open, receptive, and even more perceptive. And every useful and helpful idea that comes to you makes your life easier. Because you are now in a space where you are honoring yourself, and honoring yourself is natural. Where you are right now, so centered and calm, is where the energy becomes something that you protect with ease. It's easy now to recognize the old patterns in your life that no longer serve you, the ones that make you feel guilty. Old expectations that you picked up through watching family, these no longer belong to you. They were taught to you. You absorbed them. They were not created by you. And in this relaxed state, your mind begins to dissolve these old voices and pressures.
It is clear to see that saying no when you mean no is simply a self-honoring choice. And that truth feels so correct, so aligned, and it settles within. You were never meant to carry the emotional load for everyone else. And from now on, you can use your free will to choose what you say yes to. Beginning to realize now that boundaries are not necessarily what you always thought they were. Maybe you always thought they were mean or cruel. But what they really are is calm, simple, clear choices that you will make. They are not speeches or arguments. They're just a quiet, steady honoring of yourself. Choosing self-regulation. Choosing to perhaps take a break and walk away. Choosing a schedule and a calendar that feels like something that you can thrive in. All of these are choices that you make that honor yourself and strengthen yourself. It is a truth that is never much acknowledged, that in times of heightened stress, heightened workload, heightened expectations, it is better to take even more time for self-care, more time and space for self-honoring. I wonder what in your life you can release and offer up to make space for yourself. Notice the energy in your body now. It's so precious and important. It is worth protecting. Feel the truth that when you take care of yourself, you show up more authentically for others. So release the belief now that love requires exhaustion. Release the belief that care requires self-neglect. Step into a new space. Care for yourself. Allow your presence to become more genuine, more rooted and grounded and peaceful. And as I continue to speak, you always continue to go more deeply relaxed. And that subconscious part of your mind absorbing all of these truths. There is nothing wrong with you. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to slow down And the more that you honor these needs, the more steady, centered, and confident you become. Notice that there is an inner sense of worth strengthening within you. A calm, grounded, steady energy. Because now that your perceptions are changed, you are taking ownership of your inner world. You begin to think more clearly and focus more easily. Holiday pressures lose their power. You can recognize that you get to choose what traditions, expectations, and obligations actually support you, and which ones you can lovingly release. This is a season of joy where you are holding your head high with clarity, with permission to create a holiday that honors you. And every day now, feeling more calm, more steady, more centered in yourself, safe within yourself, secure in your choices, confident in saying yes or saying no. And these new connections, they grow stronger and stronger every day, whether at work or at home with family, throughout this entire holiday season. Now in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I get to 5, you'll emerge, but not before. And when you do, you'll feel clear, grounded, and fully aligned. 1, slowly beginning to emerge. Knowing now how to release old guilt patterns and recognize that boundaries are simply calm choices you get to make. 2, starting to become aware of your body and noticing how good it feels to honor your sacred self. And nothing outside of you has changed, but you have changed on the inside. 3, you feel centered, grounded, and capable of honoring yourself in any environment. 4, and even though we just had a short amount of time together, you're going to feel how incredibly powerful this was for you today. Your future self thanks you. And 5, opening your eyes, feeling refreshed, empowered, grounded. And you do feel good, don't you?